All right, guys, Automated Garage back today. We got a 2016 Ram in here with the 6.7 Cummins in it, and we got a complaint of my fuel gauge is all over the place. It reads 0, a lot of times reads 3/4 when I know I'm getting down low, or I'll fill it all the way up and it's reading empty all over the place anyways. So we're gonna show dropping this tank. We're gonna see what's going on with our sending unit, if we have a float issue or if it's the actual sending unit itself. We're gonna replace it and get this working right again on this Dodge here, so y'all stick on with us. So if you're working on these trucks a lot, this is a very useful tool to have here. It's just a very cheap, inexpensive fuel pump that I have wired up to my Milwaukee M12 little battery adapter thing here, and allows you to pump some fuel out of the tank. I can't get this one to feed all the way into the bottom, but I think we pumped about 5 gallons out. Anything you can take out of the tank is going to help you out, especially if you're not doing on a lift, when you go to drop in this tank, and save you some weight and the cumbersomeness of it having a whole tank full of fuel. So very useful, inexpensive tool to set up there. And it's real nice when you get done with it and you're filling it back up with fuel, because we all know how it goes pouring diesel into a funnel here. You get it all over the truck, get it all over you, all over the floor. So just wire this thing up and let it pump the diesel in the truck for you while you pick your tools up. So I'm gonna get this up in the air. We're gonna start dropping this tank. So I'll say, I'm not a Dodge fan. I love the Cummins, but I'm just not a fan of everything else around it. But I gotta say, this Longhorn edition is pretty nice. Giving the King Ranch Ford a little bit of a run for its money on that interior. I like it. All right, so the way I'm approaching this is we're gonna disconnect our 2 fuel lines right here from our water separator deal in the back here, so that there's no way we're gonna be tugging on those, messing wires and hoses up right there. Our fuel filler, let me get my light here. Conveniently, you can see the small clamp for the vent up there, but the clamp for the filler neck, where it goes from metal to rubber, is conveniently tucked behind a whole bunch of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to attack those after we undo the lines I mentioned there and get our tank straps dropped. And what I usually do is take a ratchet strap and I go on each end of the tank and have it loose, so that I can get these all the way off and let the ratchet straps hold it. Then you can kind of let the tank down slow with your ratchet straps if you want to. And you can get some access to get up there above it. And when I put that back together, I'm going to orient that clamp where it can be gotten to easier. Hopefully somebody won't have to do this again, but that'd be thoughtful of them. So let me get those undone, and we'll get ready to attack these strap clamps, or strap nuts right here. So you have this nifty little tab to remove from those connectors up there. And you don't have to remove it all the way, but I do, because they're likely to get broke if you leave them up there. And you have a push button right here. I know I'm in the shadow right there, but let me move. There's a push button right there. After you move the red latch, push up on the fitting, push the button, and then pull down, and they release. It's that simple. It's kind of hard to see, kind of hard to get to, so just keep that in mind. Don't go to prying on it and breaking it. All right, we got our tank dropped. This is my ratchet strap method, like I was saying, so you can get the tank down lower, still supported, not putting any tension on anything. We undid our 2 hoses like I showed you earlier. You have these 2 hoses that go to your DEF tank that are in a holder. I can show you right there. Just pop that off, get those 2 hoses out of there so you're not pulling on them. Now we're going to try to get to our electrical connectors on the top, and then we're going to get to wrestle with our filler and our vent hose that go to the tank, that are conveniently tucked and placed where you can't get to them. All right, so we're right here at the front of the tank. I tilted it down a little bit more, so now you can see where our vent hose goes. You can see our electrical connector for the sending unit. You can see our 2 hose connections on the top. So you may be saying, well, why did we undo both from our water separator? Well, it's got all these little hose connectors that hold both of them together. And it's just kind of a safety thing, so you're not pulling on them and breaking them and risking messing something up. So now we can undo that little hose strap thing that holds both of them together, get all those loose, so that we'll drop the one with the tank that goes to our sending unit here. We're gonna have to disconnect the one that goes down the frame rail here on the right-hand side. But like I say, you can see all this stuff now. So I'm gonna get back there, disconnect the electrical connector, disconnect that hose, take our vent off. And I'm gonna have to tilt the tank back the other way. We'll be able to get our filler neck off, which is right. You can see it. I'm trying to fit everything in here. It's going right over that other back part of the frame, right there. That's where it's at. All right, so we're right here with our head stuck up right here between the frame and our DPF. And I'm having trouble getting my arm all the way over here, but I got my electrical connector loose. It does have the red safety, so if you're not able to see it, you have to push that over, then you can push the little release, get your electrical connector loose. So like I said, we have this one other hose that's undo right here, which has just got a push tab on it. So now I got to get my hand over there, fill the push tab, release it, undo our vent, undo our fill, and then we can drop. All right, we got our electrical connector, our other hose undone there also. I went on and disconnected this vent at the back of the tank. So now we're going to tilt the tank the opposite direction. We're tilted way down towards the front right now. And I can get to my filler neck. I also undid the vent, the filler vent right there also, which was a 7mm clamp. So we're going to tilt the tank the opposite direction, and then we'll be able to get to the filler neck the same way, and then we'll be all free and clear to drop. All right, filler neck undone right there. Same thing, 7mm. So now we're free and clear. This thing has way more fuel in it than I thought it did. That 5 gallons we took out did not touch what's in it, and the fuel gauge is reading empty, fuel light is on. So it shows you how inaccurate our sending unit is right now. So let me get this on the floor, we'll get it cleaned up, and we'll get that pulled out. So if you're dealing with a full tank, this method will work for you too if you're jacking the truck. If you got it up on some jack stands, got it up high. So what I did was I just let it down. I just released my straps. It's sitting on my little stand here. So I'm gonna raise the truck up now, and our tank will be sitting there. There's your tank right there. So you can see exactly everything we undid. There's our plug. There's our fuel line that comes over here to the frame rail. There's our vent line. There's our fill neck. There's our fill vent. And yeah, I think that's it. Anyways, so now we're gonna go and disconnect this here. We're gonna blow this off with air compressor so we don't get any trash in the tank. We'll undo our locking ring and pull our sending unit up. What do we have going on here? This is not supposed to be just dangling like that.
Pulling all kinds of stuff out of there.
There's a spring from our sending unit in there. Tank is clean though, and no wonder it was heavy. We're still sitting at 2/3 of a tank. I was meeting a lot of resistance trying to shove my hose down in here to pump the tank out. So I guess that makes sense. Anyways, let's get the new sending unit. Let's get the spring out first. We'll get our new sending unit, and we'll look at it compared to the old one and drop it in here and be ready to put it together. We'll just wipe this off right here where our seal goes. So as you can see, we had some floppage issues with our old sending unit here. Of course, here's the new one. Got no issues with that. Comes with the new rubber down there you put on top of your tank. But your sending unit portion is right here, of course, and all it does is it sweeps. See if I can show you. Right there on that little semi-circular circuit board looking thing down there. It sweeps across that, and of course all it's doing is reading resistance, and that's what makes your gauge read up there on the dash. So that part is bad, and of course we had other issues with it along with that. But we're gonna throw this one in and we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna clean the top of this up, we'll drop it in there, tighten our ring up, and put the tank back in. All right, new O-ring on. We're going in with our sending unit. And those springs that are on there, keep it all held in there nice and tight. Goes just like that, facing directly forward. So you can put your locking ring on, which is gonna require both of my hands. So I'm gonna get that put on. I'm gonna clean all the diesel fuel off this tank, and we'll be ready to go back up with it. All right, new sending unit in. We hooked our hose back up that we disconnected from our water separator up there. So that's back on. I'm gonna leave this nipple on here because anytime I can do that, I leave it on there so we don't get trash in nothing. So now we're gonna lower the truck back down. We're gonna put our straps back around it and put the tank back up there. And do clean, neat work. I brake cleaned all this, got all the residual diesel fuel off, any other trash from me blowing this off and cleaning that up. Just, I don't know, I like having neat work. So let's get the tank strapped back up. We'll make all our connections. We'll prime our pump and we'll have a working sending unit. All right, so the second hose that we unhooked when we had to drop the tank down lower to see it, not the one that we left on, but the one that we took off there, has the locking tab here. And it may come off with your hose or it may stay on your sending unit here, but you gotta have it. Of course, it goes on this way, and these are the locking tabs that hold it on to the sending unit up there. So just food for thought. So far, we got our filler neck hooked up, and you can access that clamp actually easier from the other side. So I have it facing the driver's side of the truck, tightened up over there. We hooked our vent up on the back of the tank here. So now I'm going to hook that hose up for this little connection I just showed you. We're going to plug our electrical connection in, and we got to hook up our filler vent, and then we can go on and put the tank up, put the straps back on, and then hook back to our water separator fuel filter here, and then we'll be ready to prime the pump. All right, we're all connected up. We got our vent hose hooked up. Everything's hooked up to the sending unit. We are good to go now. So now we're going to use our ratchet straps. We're going to pull the tank all the way up, and we're going to install our straps one at a time, and we'll be good to go. All right, let's see what we got. Look at there, it's reading now. So it was reading hard on 0 earlier, or empty, sorry. With the fuel fill light on. You can see why its check engine light's on. That was on before too. So we fixed that. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video on replacing this sending unit on this Dodge here. If you want to try to tackle it yourself, hopefully that'll help you do that to save yourself some money. If not, give us a call. We're located in West Tennessee. Numbers on our website, automedicgarage.com. We work on a whole lot of decent stuff, especially on the Cummins and the Power Stroke side of things. Anyways, go check out all of our other videos on the channel here. Check us out at Facebook, Instagram, and Rumble. We'd appreciate that. Thanks for watching as always. This is Automatic Garage signing out.